So, Dexter, this is taking me really long, and you should consider me a really good friend because I don't have time to do this because of finals, but I'm going to help you out. Um, I'm going to give you 5 words to help you on your trip to Korea, and here's your first. The first one's culture shock, which is typically a short term feeling of discomfort and feeling out of place due to the presentation of an unfamiliar environment. And this is important because you need to be aware that this can be beneficial so that you can now try to be prepared for a better cultural understanding. That way the culture shock won't be such a rocky transition. The second is non-contact cultures. And those are cultures who don't tend to come in contact with each other in comparison to contact cultures. These are groups who will stand further apart when in conversation, and who maintain less eye contact and don't touch as often. And this is important, especially for you, Dexter, coming from a contact culture like the US, and going to a non-contact culture can be a huge culture shock in which you have to know what is considered rude, polite, acceptable, or encouraged. The third is language acquisition. So basically, it's the process of learning a language and the connection between language and thought and their relation towards one another. The importance of this is because you have to know that what not to say or do in certain cultures, because what can be acceptable here may not be acceptable in other places. You can easily and unknowingly offend someone. Moving on. Merry Christmas, by the way. The fourth is cultural values, which is a shared perception of a group and what they believe in. It is important to understand other values because it leads to a better understanding of how they think and why they do things. It's helpful in order to avoid intercultural conflicts, for if you ignore it, it could lead to a lack of respect for someone else's meaningful traditions. And the last word is identity tourism. When you take on the identity of another race, gender, or class, or sexual orientation for recreational purposes. And this is important because it can be useful in certain circumstances but unethical in others. For example, the well-known blackface is deemed unethical, and many people have already expressed their opinions on that as being unethical and just outright rude. And another example is dressing like the opposite sex. I hope, Dexter, that you have a great time in South Korea and that you meet amazing people and you have a great experience and that you're able to come back and share those experiences with me. Please get me a gift. Bye.